didn't prepare anything.
I was going to comment on how your shirt is an old school JBU shirt. I feel like you've worn
Okay, Igor, you can't
you can't be opening beers in the background.
Are you guys shoes?
Can I have one?
Yeah, you want one?
Yeah. Thanks, boo.
Hope this doesn't block.
Gabby took your beer.
Get your own beer, John.
John, come say hi to the camera.
Just come say hi for a second.
Just come say hi
John,
for
we
a
need
second.
an intro. Just
We
come
need
say
an
hello to
intro.
the camera, John.
We need people to know you're real.
This is like when we can't get Sugar to get on the couch.
I know.
John, just get over here. John, just come say hi.
Come here.
John, no.
One time, my mom and my dad, they're the same height, and I guess because they'd been married for so long, they ran out of things to do, so they measured each individual body part to compare the length, and everything about my mom was longer, but then my dad caught up just by how big his head is.
Your dad does have a big head.
What's the topic?
It's about the ways that people think depression and anxiety manifest and the way they actually do.
Just depression and anxiety?
Or both. What
about OCD?
Yeah, so okay, here's my first question for you.
I'm ready.
Topics,
Oh,
JBU.
can you ask me all the questions and I'll just answer?
Well, what do I do?
Ask the question.
Oh, I want to talk.
Oh, sorry.
For example, when people say, "Oh my God, I put these things in color order. I'm so OCD." OCD. How does that make you feel?
That they're an idiot.
Well, explain why.
OCD isn't something I would wish on my worst enemy, because then they'd get more organized and they could win.
Okay.
No, but even that's wrong, because I know other people where their OCD is a crippling kind, and so they can't actually get things done because of their OCD. It's become a punchline to a joke, when in reality it's like a mental illness, and there's also a lot of levels to it, and for me, it was never like, oh, maybe I should get this checked out. It was like, oh my God, you're insane. Go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And that was me at 4.
It's not like that thing of oh, she's just quirky. Quirky isn't what OCD is.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that people seem to want to have it.
Yeah, explain that.
I can't. And I also think that it is like a scapegoat to being picky.
Yep.
So it's like, oh my God, sorry, can you do this? I'm so OCD. And it's like, oh, when were you diagnosed?
I love when you ask people that. Ooh, I love it. It's so uncomfortable. Well, there's also that thing of when people go, oh, I'm so depressed. But what they really mean is sad.
Yeah.
They're not depressed. Depression is a chemical imbalance in your brain that for me at least, my depression is physically painful.
See, but to me, I think I've been depressed, but I've never had it the way that you've had it. I've always been a high-functioning depressive. So I've never fit that mold of can't get out of bed, can't do blank, no, but there's an overwhelming sadness to everything I do.
You think I seem depressed? I'm a little depressive.
Yeah, but you will go the entire day and not get out of bed.
Yeah.
I've never ever done that.
Yeah. So depression, so a lot of times people will be like, oh, you're depressed, we need to come to your house and pull you out of bed and bring you to a party, or we need to oh, she's just sad, or maybe I can make it better with cookies or something. But what for me, depression is has always been debilitating. Mine's I think a major depressive. It's just kind of no motivation, no point, no seeing the point to the future, very, and also the big thing that I always want to stress is that I'm in physical pain. It's manifesting in my chest hurts, my stomach hurts, my arms hurt, my back hurts. I'm in when people are just get up. I'm in physical pain.
Who's told you to just get up?
A lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they don't understand what depression is. Or they
I don't know if I fully understand it either. I don't know. I don't know if I understand any of it. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, this is clearly a result of my OCD, and my therapist will be like, no, it's not. That's just regular neuroticism. Other times I'll talk about something, she'll be like, well, that's clearly from your OCD. And I'm like, what?
I've heard this from other therapists, A, B, C thinking. So A is what's actually happening, B is what's in your mind, and C is your reaction. And for me, you have access to A and C. You don't have access to B. So A might not make sense to C, But to me, it makes complete sense. So either I have to get rid of B and just have the reaction to what's actually happening, or I have to let you in on B so you understand why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting.
Yeah. And I think that that's something that you need to learn, potentially.
Oh, that's a huge thing. Multiple therapists have brought that up.
Right. I honestly think that I've become too judgmental of other people, in that I've worked so hard at managing my mental illness. When I see that other people haven't, I get mad. So in a way, like, I think that I'm more harsh on people who have it, because I think a lot of people don't want to actually deal with it.
Well, it's easier to be in denial and avoid it. I did that for years.
I know. And that was rough. Like, I can see, like, other people who have never experienced it themselves, like, they'll have a lot of empathy for it, and they'll allow a lot of it to go by, and you know, they feel uncomfortable saying, oh,
enabling.
maybe, yeah, like,
hugely
enabling
enabling.
it. But whereas I take more of the approach of, like, you got to get this under control. Like, there's no excuse not to go to the doctor. You have to go to the doctor. Like, you cannot.
Some people don't have the resources. Like, they grew up in a family where the family wasn't encouraging of them to get help for their mental illness, or like weren't.
But
don't
I
believe.
think, and this is where, like, the harshness comes in. I think that if you are woke enough to have seen our channel, then you are woke enough to go to a doctor.
Yeah, or even like sliding scale therapy, which
You can
is like
you can go online now and download apps.
To
And there are
have
people who
yeah.
can talk to you via text message.
Right.
Like, I think that if you have had the resources to be watching this video, then you have the resources to help yourself.
Or even like go to a library and get a book about like what you know get an
anxiety workbook. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, you have to address it.
The worst thing is pretending that like nothing's wrong, which I certainly did for a very long time.
I think that the more that people don't address it, the easier it is for other people to say it's not a real problem. If you have a physical problem, like, you have to go to the doctor.
Like if your foot's falling off.
Right. But, like, if it's something where you're like, oh, it's fine, then people, like, will take your word for it and think that, like, oh, I guess it's not actually a real thing. When it is, and it's something you need to address.
Yeah. Or
Ooh, I'm getting riled. Sugar, do you feel how riled I am?
what about anxiety? I think our anxiety manifests in different ways. I've become increasingly anxious. More.
I've become less and less anxious.
I know. I think I have more social anxiety now than I used to.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I used to be like a life of the party.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like I like get nervous to talk to people more than I used to.
See, I'm not nervous to talk to people. I just don't
At
want
all.
to.
Like, I used to have like party friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, where I would just go out and it was like friends I didn't even know their last names, and we would just be party friends. And now the idea of like having party friends, I'm like, I'm not gonna follow up with you, man. Like, I gotta go home.
I think that there is a misconception, potentially, about addressing your mental illness and giving into it. Like, I think that we should definitely talk about our anxieties and be aware of our mental health and check in. But I also think that, like, there can be a time when you get too comfortable with it, and that you've become, everyone knows that you're anxious about something, so that you keep vocalizing it. And I think that you have to learn how to not vocalize that, because I think when you vocalize fears and anxieties, they can spiral and get worse. So I think that, like, while you should be open about what's going on, like, with the professional and occasionally with your friends and family, you also have to do a lot of policing on yourself, so that you're not giving into these things and these thoughts and these spirals all the time.
And just letting it become like I'm anxious. And then just letting that be like your whole thing.
Sometimes I repress stuff, and that is, in a way, therapizing myself.
Because then it goes away?
Kind of, yeah.
If I get nervous to go out, I'm like, just do it. Just don't sit and spend an hour being like, I've got to go out.
Right, to just like, do it. Like, sometimes you have to just say, like, no. That doesn't mean that you're not addressing your issues and that you're not trying to help yourself. It actually means that you are, and that you're not letting it win.
Why don't you write a book about mental health?
What's your offer?
And you have a little tiny pea head.
I have a pinhead.
A little pinhead.
I got a pinhead.